Good afternoon, no, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to some Train Sim Mode 6 as we continue on with our Journey Mode Completionist series. Will we ever actually complete the Journey Mode? I don't know. Depends how much free time we can cook up. My lips are numb because dentist, so if I sound funny at any point, that would be why. And with that aside, I think we are good to continue. Levi, hello, how you doing? Mr. Irish Dan. If I can't even feel, I can't feel my lips when I laugh. It's weird. Yes, I guess. Hi, how are you doing? Transport Legend, hello mate. How you doing? Good to see you. You're all very very welcome. Right. Let's get into it, man. I think we were last doing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this is really weird. It's been a good like 3 hours as well, by the way. So I would be lying if I said I wasn't low-key a bit worried. But anywho, if I'm not mistaken, we last played the Preston Carlisle route, and we're doing our nuclear runs. We've got 4 more. Oh god, it's the F's that I can't do. We've got 4 more to do. We got quite a lengthy one here with the 1 hour and 53 minute time frame, and then half an hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. It basically goes lower and lower quite substantially. So all in all, roughly 2 hours 45 minutes roughly. So we should have no problem getting through today. I actually don't know what the last DLC prior to this was, so I'm gonna have to whip out the TSW wiki and take a look. But for mods, we've got a passenger announcement mod, which won't really do anything realistically because we're not running any passenger services, but that's there. We have third rails, of course, which you can see on the bottom left. We've got the route annotations and weather mod. So we've got accurate historical real life weather for all the runs that we're going to do today. And so yes, I think that's all. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. If I am, please let me know. Let's get cracking. ASR, how you doing, my man? Snowy Spain, really? You guys beat us this year, man. Well, I know it's, I believe it's snowing in some parts of the UK, if I'm not mistaken, but not in London just yet. It's meant to be snowing later on in the week, but it's not even like proper snow. It's like rain mixed with snow. But we'll see when the time comes, innit? Can I get a full year of Mr. Joe? Dad, I can't stop you, mate. I can't stop you. It feels like my lips tearing apart. Doing good, mate. Driving the Coploper right now on a retirement party scenario. Oh, they're being retired. Let's flip and go. That's a party indeed. Nice to run. As are all the runs on Zvola. It's a good DLC to just literally chillax on, to be honest. You're on PC only, Transport Legend. If you have this mod, TSW passenger announcements, which you can get from the Train Sim community website, you can you go to displays, and they've actually got TimTim Pro, which is the like not safety system, but it's like the digital screen that they'll have inside the trains in the Netherlands. And then you can it will literally show you like the details of your run, and also where to like start coasting to save energy. They're really big on energy. They're like ASR. They're really big on saving energy. So it's really very cool. So it's definitely something worth considering if you want to increase your immersion. And you can also, if you go to like the network links, then you can display it on your phone, a tablet, basically anything that's not the PC that you're on TSW on, as long as the Wi-Fi is the same. If that makes sense. Oh, it's snowy in Ireland, and nice one, man. Enjoy it. It's always nice to have a touch of snow, you know, never to like overdo it, but yeah, some snow here and there is cute. I used to really want snow when I was younger because I didn't want to go to school, and you know in London how it is, man. Bit of snow drops, trains come to a standstill, buses come to a standstill, schools start closing. It was great. It was honestly great. Snow at 0 meters above sea level is no, it is actually crazy. It genuinely is actually crazy. Guess who decided to take half a day and has done very little to 75? Why not, my man? Well, listen, when you're somebody that works, listen, there's obviously levels, right? But I think, generally speaking, if you're somebody who actually works, like when it's time to work, you work. You also need to rest. There has to be a balance in life. Even God rested. How much more us, you know? So you work hard, my guy. Enjoy it, man. Absolutely. Enjoy it. Got TSRB 6 special edition for 60 quid in the sale yesterday. Special edition for 60 quid. And it's, so I guess that's been ongoing since December, right? So it's taken 3 months, basically, for this, for £120 worth to become 60. Crazy. Honestly, with TSW, if you can have a little bit of patience, especially if you're on Steam, the sales will blow your mind. You can save so much money. Look up 208 on teletext. I swear that's like proper old school TV. All right, to see if the school is closed. Sorry, maybe it would help if I actually read your entire sentence rather than reading half and just stopping. Yes, makes sense. Yeah. How did we find out? Oh, my mum would just call the school. To be honest, like they had the reputation. I mean, it was every school really, and not ours specifically, but bit of snow, to call in. Most likely, yeah, school's closed today. There wasn't no like sending out text messages and all this modern stuff that they do nowadays. 350 meters above sea level, about 7 centimeters of snow. That's actually a fair bit. Oh my god, that's actually a fair bit. For 350 meters above sea level, you're working but not doing anything. I mean, if there's not much to do, bro, like, what can you do? I mean, technically, there's always something to do, right? But I mean, Kazakh for £5 is decent, mate. Flipping decent. Bakerloo for like 2 quid. Honestly, probably what it's worth these days. It's a good route. But it's, come on, man. TSW2, old school, everything. Dead timetable outside of the route itself. Dead core timetable, which means if you want to do like the journey mode, you have to contend with basically no traffic, which is so unrealistic. Sounds are kind of mid. No, sounds are mid. Yeah, £2 sounds about right. I wouldn't even lie. I know you were numb, but that's also never done. That's not. Don't know what you're talking about. That's all snowing, but not enough to compensate the de-snow effect. What's the de-snow effect? So now it's getting slightly less snowy. Right. Wait. I need it to just to not snow until a particular event takes place. Oh, snow melting. Right, you've either got slush or just ice, and it's like, it's just not great anymore, basically. Right, should we get started then? Driver class 47. Before I even start, I hope there's just no funkiness. I don't know, the last week I just felt like, between the last week or the last weekends, or the week and a half, 2 weeks, there's just been a lot of funkiness going on. And I hope, save it for Wednesday, Dan. And I hope today is just, we're here for a purpose. Let us just come to do what we've come to do and go home. IRL. I mean, Bakerloo been showing its age IRL, mate, for as long as I can remember, lad. It is. I mean, that's what kind of makes it enjoyable, though, and gives it its charm, in my opinion. Right, shouldn't it go and make its weird noise now? Marker lights on, desk lights. So you know what? It's quite a nice day. I don't think I even need my my instrument lights, so I'm gonna leave them off for now. Let's get our brakes released a bit. Make sure our direct brakes off. Nice to see. Hold on a second. Okay. Can't quite work out what's going on with the alarm light. Anywho, I'm assuming the brakes. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna leave them alone. I'm just gonna leave it alone because I feel like I start messing with things, not knowing exactly what I'm doing, but going off guesswork, and that's when things just get a little bit messy. So. It started snowing, then I heard, this highway or two accidents almost in the same place, so both directions are closed. I mean, that's usually the case. That usually tends to happen when it snows in places where people aren't used to it snowing. No, I'm going to have my instrument lights on. They actually look pretty nice. Yeah, people aren't used to it snowing in a particular location. It starts snowing in a particular location, and people literally just lose what should be common sense, to be honest. Yeah, what plan was that, Dan? I was looking at a ticket, but didn't assign it because I was hoping someone else will, and they have. The game's a game, mate. The game's a game, I wonder how many times people had done that to you. With how many tickets you took on. Would have helped if I put it in forward, right? I wonder how many of your colleagues did that to you. To think that the last time even one snowflake came down here was 2024. I mean, that wasn't that long ago. You're talking like it's 94. We've gone, even in London, we've gone many years in a row without any snow. When do you think a set of course or Le Mans will return to the streams? When I get my steering wheel. I considered it for this week, but I held off. I think what might happen, even when I do get my steering wheel, I mean, I could do it now. Like, I'm not left. It's not like I have nothing to use. So maybe it's just an excuse, but it could come back next week. Because part of the reason it's not on this week is because I'd have to. I would like to buy. I don't have to, but I would like to buy like the source for all my setups. It's quite important to me that I've got my setups in order. And I wouldn't have them ready at the beginning of this week, but I would have them ready at the beginning of next week. So I'm considering it. I'm playing with the idea. I think it's something I would definitely like to do for sure. And so I think it would only make sense for me to make time for that. So yeah, could be next week. My keybinds for my safety systems are not like turning on. See, it's acting a bit weird. But I had this issue last week as well. I don't know whether it's a specific 47. I don't know whether it's all of my 47s. But something's amiss. Something's amiss somewhere. Oh my god, there's no sound. And shock, no one said anything. Just watching in silence. The annoying thing is for me, yeah, whenever I change to the audio source that allows the volume to go through to my streaming PC, it lowers the quality. And I don't know whether it lowers the quality, the output quality, as well as my own or not, but it's barely noticeable. But the fact that I know it happens does suck. I mean, it is noticeable, but I can live with it. Yeah, great. Thank you, Dad. Very timely. It's from a dealer I do want to talk to for a while. Oh, you don't want to talk to for a while. It pisses me off that much. I mean, hey, that's kind of quite a reasonable reason to not like respond. I won't even lie. Because of your history with them. Like, yes, it's your job to sort of like kind of like be above it, but ultimately your history with them could hinder your service or the company. So obviously you're representing the company, you're representing your company, right? So it's better that you assign it to somebody who would be a lot more unbiased than yourself. So I think that's actually a good idea. I mean, as in snowflake or the snow melting the second it touches the ground. Right. I mean, still though, it's only been 2 years. Here is a fact. Apparently we made up a word to describe light snow. It's called flurries. That's not made up. They literally use it in like the weather forecast on TV. Like oh, there's light flurries here and there. Just bought a set of course I copied Tony last night. Really fun game. You know what, Transport Legend? The reason why I don't play that is not because it's a bad game or I don't think it's realistic or anything like that. Quite the contrary. The one and only issue I had with it when I stopped playing it was I don't know what's going on in my safety systems. Was that there was something off with the latency online when I'm racing other players. There was just a weird latency issue that meant I couldn't pinpoint exactly where they were on the track. And you know, obviously racing entails a lot of tight, you know, grouping up and close sort of close quarters racing and whatever, and so it just I couldn't race the way I would have liked to, the way I would have deemed necessary to, with that being the case. But in its own right, I think it's a great game, one of the best sims. I'm very well, thank you, Nabil. How are you, my man? Congratulations once again, my guy, on the 100 subs achievement. No troll, like genuinely. W's in the chat for Nabil. That's a solid achievement. It was on from last week. They were lucky I gave them an answer as I was feeling nice. But not today. It's taking a half day. So I have to get back here. Listen, mate. You got to be therapeutic. Yeah, you have to be therapeutic on your own mind. And then probably halfway through January. Halfway. Goodness me. Halfway through January to February, then you can like get into like goblin mode. And then it's kind of, it is what it is kind of thing, you know. You kind of do what you got to do. Downloaded a few more scenarios Frankfurt Goblins on TSC. Thankfully the requirements weren't as extensive as before. Since I already had quite a lot from the previous scenarios, still took me a fair amount of time. But now I've got some solid play time. Solid, man. Solid play time with all that stock. I believe liveries as well, right? Modded liveries, announcements. See, with all of that in play, now that's when TSC becomes a serious contender against any other train sim in the market. But look at the work that you've had to do to get it there, and for only one route. I'm just surprised, I guess, that there hasn't been more automation in TSC. You know, it's always been fairly complicated to get things to that degree of detail. And with how long the game's been around. I mean, look at the mods that are coming out for TSW, you know. In such a short space of time since the API came out. So I'm surprised that in the decades that TSC has been out, no one's thought to like create some sort of app or just program or just general software that will lift the experiences to that degree of depth. Still burn out. Understandably, mate. You were stressed. I remember. Meanwhile, in Berlin, they're having the Spain April 2025 experience. And what was the Spain April 2025 experience, ASR, for those who don't know, including myself? Announcements are included in all scenarios. ICE Forerunner, BL101, ICE service, a Mittelrheinbahn RB26 service, a Vlex lid service, and another Suex one. Suex video out for tomorrow. Let's go, bro. Yeah, push that one in the Discord, man. Oh, right. Who can forget? Who can forget? How is it as big, or is it just affecting like one particular region? Remember when coming through the station used to cook my game, and I would play it on like 100 by 100 resolution or whatever, and it would still be at like 10 FPS. We've gone through some times, boys and girls. We've gone through some times. We made it out the other side. I mean, Dan, if you can pattern it this week, even better, mate. I was saying give yourself until halfway through January. If you can do it before then, more power to you. Guys, it's coming up to 3.5 hours, and I'm still numb. Is that normal? Also, please do your like 6 monthly dentist checkups. Like, it will save you so much trouble. I've had so much things done here and there in the last few years just from checkups that would have resulted in things being so much more worse, and probably most likely a whole lot of pain that would have ruined my life. A far left terrorist group lit fire to some high voltage power poles near Berlin, and the result is 45,000 people value that power. Apparently it won't be fixed until the 7th. Oh my. And so I mean, like, what point were they trying to prove a point, or were they literally just terrorizing? Whoa. Are you talking about the one that I saw being filmed in King's Cross? Dan, how have you remembered that detail? Well, St. Pancras is more closer to like St. Pancras, but anyway, King's Cross, St. Pancras, both of them are within 100 feet of each other. And it's on Apple TV. That's so sick. I was trying to find what way could I appear in this, but like low key, and I wasn't really successful in it. The way they had it, like the way they had things done, it just didn't leave much opportunity for that. Would have been cool though. Really do the checkups for years now in a bill. Yeah, it's always. I mean, you literally can't go wrong with it, man. You literally can't go wrong. I do always low-key have a concern in my mind because of, I've heard things before where sometimes dentists will do things that they don't really need to do. And I do wonder sometimes if I put myself in that position or not. But I think in the grand scheme of things, the risk is very, 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 very small. And the benefits far outweigh the negatives. Climate change or something, right? That makes sense. Gonna be surprised if the KGB paid them some money. Also, I guess what's happening in Venezuela isn't necessarily a terrible thing, considering I think the Venezuelans seems to be pretty chuffed with the situation. And I learned, I believe it was either over the weekend or on Friday, that the president had lost an election and just stayed in power, which is kind of mad. To be honest, Dan, I think, yeah, I think I can relate. I think I can relate. I mean, I don't need to reiterate my memory, you know, for the millionth time, but I can remember, like my earliest memory, for example, is getting my nappy changed. Not many people believe it, but I legit remember getting my nappy changed. How old I was, I don't know, but young enough to have got my nappy changed. And I can remember that. And I can remember, like, not just, it's not like a still image. Like, I remember it was like, it was tickly. And I was laughing, it was tickly. And I was just having a great time. And then a lot of the other ones are like pictures, but then there are also a bunch of video memories I've got as well from very, very, very early years. Very early years. There's been another internet cable with a Baltic Sea cut. Okay, yeah, I mean that is obviously very, like, you can't even, that's very malicious and very intentional. There's no claiming that's an accident or I don't know, trying to blame it on a different group. That's so, like, specific. Some of the cars are actually zooming, you know. Like, they've actually, look, they're, like, the slow lane cars are doing slow lane speeds. Or is that because of me? Or maybe that was just because of me. But the guys in the fast lanes are actually moving. That's a cheeky bit of detail, I guess. Try not to watch the news. Best thing you can do, mate. You guys have been my news source for the past, like, 3 years. And let me tell you what, I would not have it any other way. Even when the news has been inaccurate or I haven't heard the entire story. Basically, even when there's been flaws, I would still much prefer that to watching the news. The excuse is that the anchor of X ship got stuck dragging the sea floor. Right. To be fair, it's a rather viable excuse because I know anchors do a lot of damage on the seabed. I don't know how well built the cables under the sea are. Obviously, they're thick and everything, but in terms of anchor versus cable, I don't know who wins. But yeah, bollocks. All of a sudden in 2025, all anchor make it. Oh, it was an excuse that they used over and over again. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I try and tell both sides of the story, but only the facts. I mean, that's the best thing you can do, mate. Honestly. I think for a lot of things, one needs to take a side. But for something that doesn't require that, then the best thing you can do is literally keep your opinion out of it. Especially when you're explaining it to somebody. It's like if we're having like a friendly conversation and both of you are well aware of the topic and the facts, then yeah, you can omit a bit of this and a bit of that for your opinion here and there. But if you're telling me, for example, who's got no clue what the heck's going on, that's the best thing you can do for me, man. We're doing the timestamps now. You know what? There's been a good, maybe the last 5 or so videos where I've been talking, I've wanted to do timestamps for, but either just been lazy or straight up forgotten. But from what I heard a while back, they actually do help with the algorithm, and it makes you more appealing as a content creator because you know we all we want is convenience. So if you make it convenient for me to find exactly what I want in a video, then I will appreciate you for that. power cable, internet cable. Sometimes the facts are one-sided. I mean, I think it's malicious, Dan, when someone will intentionally hold certain facts back, let's say. If you just don't know, then you don't know, although ultimately it's your due diligence to go and do your research. But you don't know what you don't know, so there's not really any evil in it. So I think it only really gets malicious when it's intended. The Venezuelan thing could be good for Venezuela or very bad for everyone. Only time will tell, as with all things. But Mr. Donald Trump explicitly saying they want to draw oil and minerals out of Venezuela with the help of the current elected government. Unelected government doesn't inspire their confidence. I mean, at least they're not being super secretive about it. It was quiet. There was always a very high chance that that was the reason this was all taking place. And in the past, when that has happened, the US has done all they can to just zip up their lips about it. So now, you know, it might not be a great reason to do what they did, but at least there's some sort of transparency. Which I know isn't the best. It's not even an argument. I'm not even making an argument there. I'm just saying, I guess there's a silver lining in the situation. Yeah, what Iraq went through, what of my Americans, Iraq or Afghanistan. There's a fair few countries that have just been done dirty for the sake of it. Almost. He also saying he wants Greenland. What the hell is Trump gonna do with Greenland? Sorry, my speech has been all over the place today. I don't even know if I can fully blame it on my numbness, which is starting to get quite annoying. Although, no, it's not going. I felt like it was going, but it's not. I don't even want to drink water because I'm thinking to myself, like, because I got a feeling. So I'm thinking to myself, let the numbness go. Like I'll probably be okay drinking it now, but in my mind it's like, when the numbness goes, then I can do whatever I'm gonna do. I can't eat anything hard though until tomorrow. Not fussed about that. He wants Greenland because the ice caps are melting, which will open up trade routes that pass Greenland. Oh, he's got a vision. He's thinking ahead. So I can't even. Yeah, fair enough. What was that, by the way? Was that like smoke or dust or fog? What was that? We are bouncing, boys. We are bouncing. Man, construction vehicles on the side of tracks, moving and being alive. It does more than it should for immersion. It honestly does in Train Sim Classic. I don't think it would cost much in performance or whatever else it may be to do that, man. Just code them to move, I don't know, left and right every so and so seconds, or whatever you got to do. I don't know. It's not that deep. It can't be that deep. Very excited for tomorrow. We're going to take a look at a car. That's my absolute dream car. The same model I drove from driving school. I also arranged for an expert to come along who will inspect everything thoroughly and find an evaluation. Sick. Taking an expert with you is very, very, very smart. It might save you a future headache. And right, just the fact that you're in a position where you can get your absolute dream car is goated, bro. Goated. Congratulations, bro. My absolute dream car. Absolute dream car. It's not even like out of reach, to be completely honest. It's a few grand. But it's just not a priority right now. It just wouldn't make sense to purchase it. But well, It's a few grand for like, well, they start at a few grand. But I would need a pristine one, man. That would probably be a lot more expensive. What year, Nabil? I have a little gander. Is it the more? Is that the more modern ones? Okay. Yes. Okay. The 28 was that the first shape, because they changed it and I didn't like the change they made. I always my favorite 2 series has been the one they first came out with. Let me double check. I don't like any of the facelifts they did. I guess 218i, right? 2018. Is it? Yeah, send me the link. Send me the link, because I know there's a 7-seater variant, and then there's also the coupe. I'm a big fan of the coupe, man. Big fan. Like if I do get a 2 series of any kind, it would have to be from that year. I don't like the newer ones, I especially don't like the latest model. It's quite disgusting in my opinion. They've just the car had a how have we gone to snow? Anyway, maybe we've gone higher. The car had like a particular soul. It had like an energy to it, and they just killed it, man, so quickly, so quickly. It was a shame. So it is the 7-seater one. I was very close to driving these ones, or to driving this, some months back, or was it even a year? No, it was last year. But I ended up going for another one for that day. But these are sweet. Are they all 7 seats, or is this like a 5-seater? At least that's when in driving school. So I assume it was like a proper smooth drive then. Manual trans as well. It's an odd car, you know. It's an odd car in the fact that it exists from BMW. Like they've never updated it as far as I'm aware. They released it and just left it like that. Although it's completely fine. I mean, please, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I'm happy that they've left it that way. But it's not like anything they did before, and they haven't done anything like it afterwards. You don't think that one is 7-seater? I don't know if that's an option or what, but I know at least they can come with 7 seats. Either way, very nice, very nice. There's also some memes which are kind of funny, but they're all taken by the US justice by immigrating illegally without passing customs. So deported him back to Venezuela. Right. I don't know why they had him in a tech fleece. I don't know whether they dressed him in it or whether he was wearing it before. Either way, I don't think there's a good answer. Diesel variant for sure. Diesel manuals are so calm to drive, man. I did a lot of my lessons in a diesel car, and although it wasn't like a super powerful engine, it was torquey. There was enough torque that I never struggled with the clutch. Never. Still managed to stall it once, but hey. Maybe I got too comfortable. So is it that specific one that you sent me the link for? Or is that just an example? There's a lot of Venezuelan migrants. There were issues with some demonstration. Right. Yeah, I guess we'll just see. We will let time take its course and see where this whole thing goes. Are we beyond peace? It's never an impossibility, but yeah, things are a little tense. That's the exact one. Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. Nice interior as well. Nice seats. I mean, the whole car is just nice, man. The whole car is nice. It's a nice car. Just strange, like I said, that it exists out of nowhere, and then that was it. There was never a refresh or a facelift, as far as I know, anyway. The VP began the PN said that he should be released. Okay, so they're probably corrupt together then. There's also South Yemen declaring independence. To what benefit? Are they? What's the situation in Yemen? Are they still going through like famine and stuff? This looks gorgeous, man. I can't wait until I can stream off a GPU, man. You know, I might be able to do that this week, but it's a matter of priority, man. It's a matter of priority. I think my streams look okay enough. I think they're okay enough for now. Also, the US said that the new president doesn't help them. There'll be a second, even worse raid. Well, we know what that means, don't we? That's just straight up war talk. What do you mean by incumbent government? What does that mean? You know what's interesting? When I press the 2 button to get it to go to like the logo cam, it gives me this carriage first, which makes me think something's buggy with the whole thing, not just the safety systems. I'm sure whatever's affects it, whatever's causing that is also causing the safety systems to be a bit funky. Lately in UK news, Wales wants independence, so another part of the UK just copying us. Mate, I think honestly at this point independence would work out for them. I don't even blame them. They only got the president and his wife, the minister and vice president, all are still there, like nothing happens. Well, I guess it's a matter of you've seen what we can do. You've seen that we're not here to mess around. So either you work with us, or you suffer the same fate. I need to try and nail down my throttle so that I'm not constantly pumping it. Oh, that's cool that it shows you what motorway we're driving over. Really try Cuba and Colombia. Trump's an interesting character. All we can really do is just see how things play out. But I also feel like come the turn of the year, there's always some drama globally and the threat of war. If everything works out, I've already checked how long it would take to get an appointment to the vehicle at the vehicle registration office. Earliest middle date, Jan 22nd. So why would you need to go to the vehicle registration office? How does it work there? Because here, there's what's called, I think if I remember correctly, a V5C, which is just a form. And when you buy a car from somebody, there's a bit in it which you would rip out and fill with your details. You send that to the DVLA, who are the car people, and then I believe they would send you an updated V5C with your details on it that has you as the owner of the car. Like, you wouldn't need to go anywhere or wait until that's sorted out before you can drive the car. Yeah, Swansea is where they're based. I've always found that interesting. In Spain, there's a candidate that actually won the 2024 Venezuelan election on exile. Well, after he got exiled, how is he still able to participate? Now, if I go here, is it going to show me going in reverse? Yes. So it shows, well, kind of. It shows that the logo is like the wrong way around. That still doesn't make sense why it gives me this camera though when I press 2 and it focuses on this. It's not like we were going in reverse at some point and then maybe the game got a bit confused and like got stuck on that. It won't make no sense. Surely this isn't actually going to be an hour and 53 minutes, right? That's insane. He won and then got exiled and came here. So how did he get exiled then? Surely, when people get exiled, isn't that like when the whole country turns against them? So how did he still have enough supporters to win and then get exiled at the same time? To get the license plate, stickers, and the new vehicle registration documents. Wait, so when car ownership passes from one person to another in Germany, you have to change the number plate? The license plate? Insurance, yeah, insurance needs to be sorted out beforehand. Obviously, you can't drive without insurance. But here we have like cover, for example. There's an app where I can literally book like an hour of insurance, for example, just to like get the car from the place to my home. Yes. Why? So complicated. If it had like custom plates or like personalized plates, then maybe, but damn. That's a pain in the backside. Political exile. He left the country because Maduro wanted to imprison him because, well, dictator moment. Fair enough. Fair enough. The more I hear about this Maduro guy, the less I like him. Welcome to Germany. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess so. Are you allowed personalized plates in Germany? Like if you want to do your number plate to say, I don't know, like a particular word or have a particular number. Yes? Okay. Nice. At least there's some freedom. Extra. There are definitely some costs associated with having a personalized plate, but I don't know the details. I don't know the details. I know we've seen a little bit here and there, but it would be nice to see some more traffic down the line. I mean, it's 3 p.m. What day is this meant to be setting? Does it say, or does it just say the date? Oh, it's Christmas Day. Why are we doing a run on Christmas Day? Just feels ironic that some of the people who fled Venezuela because of its communist behavior went to Spain to complain of the communist government. Right. Doesn't make much sense at all. People want to boycott the local city elections here as the council put through a bill in secret that impacts the town, usually is going to be a city vote. Well, that's a reason to boycott. I want to run on my campaign would be I didn't vote that through. That's not really something you do. I feel like we've lost the true spirit of leading a nation or a country or a city or just a vicinity of some sort. We've gone from like being the people's people and making sure that the people within the area that we're looking after are safe, secure, happy, to just pure greed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change the laws to suit myself and my people. And whoever pays for that, pays for that. It's not going to be me. If you don't celebrate Christmas working. Oh yeah. Especially in the railway industry. When I was studying my railway engineering course, oh, I heard some crazy things. Ridiculous bonuses. Surprised there wasn't riots. Well, is there like, has there been at least some consideration to push back on the bill? I don't know if I've ever been routed through here. I don't recall ever doing like a service or a scenario that utilized the quarry. Be okay to have some water, right? Literally haven't had any water today. Why are there so much donkeys about? Some more donkeys. I was gonna make a. Didn't want to say anything. Self-control. It's definitely an hour and 53 minutes. Considering it's an hour at full line speed, over 100 miles per hour. Being limited to 60. Makes sense. Oh, we're at the summit. Downhill from here. Downhill hard as well. Really, Dan? I had a cup of tea this morning. I had a nasty cough. And so I had some tea before I left. I would not mind some more at all, though. I'm quite a fan of a cup of tea. I find it really interesting how these supposedly very forbidden and protected announcements are actually present in TSC. Su X1, Double X1, the Veteran Bar, and all guidance. Worth using an argument if they continue to yap. Definitely worth using. Anyway, do I have a response? People, it's the type of people to just have a response for anything. The views are gorgeous, bro. You see, there's a reason why I use this mod, you know. The distant fog is just gorgeous. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. TSC is not uninstalled. Ships@Sea is, though. I uninstalled it yesterday. But TSC is not uninstalled, no. I will come back to it if I get my hands on like super high quality add-on, or if DCG give me a code for one. Never argue with a guy called Tokyo, man. Nah, man, the Ships@Sea issue, right? Again, it could legit be some super ultra rare glitch that it just happened to happen to me that way. But something like that cannot exist in the game. Just imagine having put in tens of hours, or God forbid, hundreds of hours in your save. And then you have that happen, and it doesn't, and there's no fix for it, until maybe the devs release a patch. You're just stuck with that. How do you live? Imagine like a game that you love so. Imagine like ETS2. Someone's put in like so many hours in their profile. They've got like 99.5% exploration. Hella trucks. Company's huge, and then a game-breaking bug occurs. Or let's forget game breaking. Let's do an equivalent. The textures disappear. The road textures just, the road becomes just one flat grey texture. All the time that you've invested, what do you do with yourself, man? And the AP ambassador? Are you talking about Carter? I don't know. I don't know if Carter's still playing TSC or not. Why is my water completely black? Right, is that a review? Is that from a review? If it's more common than my theoretical situation for it, then that's so much worse. So much worse. Steam discussions. And has anyone replied anything helpful? Or has anyone else said that they've also gone through the same issue? No, right. Oh, no replies. That is a bit of an L. I think ultimately I uninstalled it not just because of the bug itself, otherwise I would have uninstalled it the day that I streamed it, but also because even if it was working well, I think I've concluded that it's just not my type of game. talking of that thought, not to the same severity, but I was playing MSFS yesterday morning when I came back from work, and I was doing a flight. It was on a I downloaded like a program that almost gives you like a career mode. It does give you a career mode for MSFS, and I was doing one of the missions from it, and it was basically just fly to take a tourist to a particular place to take some pictures and then come back. Fairly straightforward and simple. And you know, I wasn't flying there in some fancy plane, and I wasn't doing it with, you know, some fancy peripherals. I had the assists on, PlayStation controller, Cessna 152. But I was about 20 minutes into the flight. It was about half an hour there, and I was about 20 minutes in. And maybe it's because I was tired. Because I hadn't slept. But I did start considering, I'm not really doing. And remember, I'm interested in doing long flights. And I'm only about 20 minutes in, doing nothing but just waiting to get to the destination, managing altitude and speed. And I just start thinking to myself, damn, not a lot going on here. Not a lot going on. And I had a beautiful sunrise. It was timed, I say timed to perfection. It just happened to be at the time I came home and started up the game. It was sunrise, and the sunrise was coming from directly behind, and it was gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I was thinking to myself, damn, it's a whole lot of doing nothing. It's a whole lot of doing nothing. And it's like, okay, when I learn and I give the game time and I pick up how everything works, and I get my peripherals, and you know, I get to a place where I'm flying completely manually, no assists, with all the peripherals. I can talk to ATC. The learning and getting to that stage is what would keep me engaged. But now once I get to that, and I'm back to doing this exact thing I'm doing right now, is it going to be any more fun? And I didn't get to a conclusive answer. The thought had just started to swirl around, and I was very low energy, tired. I even started like falling asleep. I couldn't finish it because it was so nice, man. Like, it was warm in my studio, and then, you know, the stuff was going, and it was putting me in a trance, man. I started nodding off, and afterwards I just turned it off, and then I just slept at my desk for about half an hour before I had to go outside again. So everything came together to, like, not make it boring, but just my brain just very low energy. Just got me thinking. You don't need to grind cash ASL. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But as a beginner, I need to start somewhere. And I know I can have the assists on in a normal, like in an airliner as well, and have that relatively simplified. But I purposely wanted to really start from the ground up. So the complex places almost no time to relax. Yeah, I can imagine, especially on the flights where you're only at cruising altitude for a few minutes. Wow. Or even at all. My little tiny 8 brain got overloaded. I'm very smart, thank you. The Cessna 172 you meant for ships at sea. Well, like grinding for on ships at sea. I mean, it's the same thing though, isn't it? Like, you can gamify anything, but you will lose. If you're a simulator, you're going to lose your core. Like, you can turn ships at sea into a game where the whole map takes 10 minutes to get to and from, but then you're not really simulating sea travel. Like, flight simming is the same thing. And yeah, you can have more engaged flights and, you know, I don't know, like helicopter rescue missions, for example. You're going to be constantly engaged for something like that. But ultimately, if we're going to do a long haul flight, for example, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's a sim. But when you're playing, if you're doing a long haul flight on GTA 5, you're only gonna be in the air for 10 minutes tops. So, you know, I think it just depends on what are you intending to do. What sort of experience are you after? Flights like Munich to Frankfurt, or yeah, like relatively local flights. Yeah, makes sense. And the manager sends the first message of the year talking about targets for last year. Yes, we didn't meet them, but there's reason for that. And without work, it would have been worse. Just sitting there. Except on a small plane, at least it's a constantly maintained control. In ships that see set course for power sleep for 4 hours. Yes. Yes. But I mean, does a Cessna even have enough fuel for a 4-hour flight, for example? And to be honest, once you set your trim and adjust your speeds, the only thing you're really going to be concerned about is mixture anytime that you have to turn, because you got to do that manually, of course. And that's kind of it. I feel like managing trim is basically it's a form of autopilot. Royal Air Maroc 747 on GTA mod. It exists. It definitely exists. If not in any GTA, then in GTA San Andreas. And flight sim, you can decide whether you want to do long haul or not. In ships at sea, you must do the boring. Well, no. You can choose. On ships at sea, you can choose. I just happened to choose a long one. I didn't actually think it was. I didn't have any. Like anything to compare the mileage I was seeing against, if that makes sense. Like, I saw the mileage and I guessed it was going to be okay. I didn't think it was going to take a literal hour to get to the place. Good afternoon, Kardar. How are you doing, my man? Hope you had a great weekend. Happy new week. I have set aside Train Sim Classic for a while. At least until I get some quality content, or I get given a code for a DLC and I check it out. Which was what started my re-entry into the game anyway, so you know, maybe, you know, the next time I do get given a code, or I just come back into the game for whatever reason, maybe I end up staying around for a while again. Most routes at ships that take more than 30 minutes. I mean, you say most, but you still get the choice. You still get the choice. And there's a lot more to the gameplay than just going from A to B and that's it. Like, I was doing cargo transport, but you can also just straight up be a fisherman. You can literally set up your fishing stuff. You can get the fish, gut the fish. You know, there's different knives you can use. Like, it does have depth. It does have depth. I haven't given it enough time to explore, and I don't want to. Ships at sea hater. Honestly, to be fair to ASR, like, most of his criticisms are completely valid. There's just a bigger picture to what he's saying. To get a bigger ship, he might need to do 8 30-minute routes. Maybe, but then that's the game. Like, you know, you earn money. Of course, the bigger cargo you do, the longer the travels, the more you're gonna make. It's about finding that middle ground. Maybe picking up some odd jobs like the litter cleaning, for example. Like, there are ways to expand the gameplay and expand the variety. But again, I'm just not willing to explore all those possibilities. To get the fishing skill, you need to get XP and equipment, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to start it straight away. Because remember, you could just take out a loan. I don't think you need... I think the XP matters for like certain... Like as you grow and as you try to get better equipment, then yeah, maybe the XP goes up the better equipment you aim for. But I'm sure there's like starter kits that you can tend to instead. Well done, Dan. Got through the day, mate. That's the main thing. And it's a Monday, my guy. It's a Monday. I think you can give yourself a bit of grace. You say still better than Simro? Oh, ships at sea. Oh, you might be by yourself on that one, Dan. I'll be honest, mate. I've got my gripes with Simro, but I'm not gonna say ships at sea is better than it for me. For me personally, obviously, if we now put the facts together and a whole lot of other stuff, then you know I can't really talk for that. But for me personally, I'd rather play Simro. You can't rage bait me. I will respond as if you asked it normally. Well, you can also succeed and piss me off with a stupid thing to say, but yeah, for the most part, I'm chill. Yo, this is really nice, by the way. Between the snow, the sun, the traction, this is a really nice run. Most people by an hour and a half get bored and get a refund. They feel like gameplay is going to be A to B always. But I think the game makes it clear from the get-go that it's not going to be that. You go to the shop and you see all the fishing equipment. You go to the catalogue and you see all the boats. Boats for cargo, boats for fishing, boats for firefighting, boats for tourism. Like, I think quite quickly you can understand that there is some level of depth to the game. So I think more so the question becomes, is it worth the grind to get to that point? The UK. Dad, we're in the UK, mate. Thinking about the money you spent. My God, maybe I shouldn't have bought this. Well, again, I feel you know what you're getting yourself into from the beginning, and I think the first couple of hours can tell you whether, like, okay, it's one thing, like me, for example, right? It was one thing for me to actually be interested and intrigued in the game enough to buy it, but not enough to stick with it. But it just so happened to be when I first played it, I was really enjoying it. So I mean, it you know, no pun intended, it reeled me in enough to keep me happy for 10 hours or so. But I just didn't feel there was much longevity behind that. Solar panels are goated, man. I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna try and get solar panels for my house. In Canada, like, you can, like it's not even the most sunniest of places, but the electricity is so cheap there that they end up, like, you can generate electricity for the company, like the electricity company or the grid or whatever, and then you get paid based off that. That would be so cool to have in the UK. I think it's just how you see money, Dan. And I think how you see money, well, would either put you in those situations in the first place or not. Like if you see money as a tool, for example, and use it that way, then you're never gonna have that question to ask yourself. But if you don't really value it much, and you know your self-control's not the greatest, then it becomes a common question. He bought a boat because every wealthy person has a boat, right? I mean, that was the first mistake, wasn't it? But realistically, if you want to buy a boat because you want to buy a boat and you can, but you don't know that you suffer from seasickness, like how would you? I don't know. It's like a person maybe buying a car, but doesn't know that they get travel sick. Like it's not something you would go out and see if you have, you know. I've never considered solar panels' impact on an electric vehicle. How would that work? So you would have to have a charger at your house, right? Like in your driveway or whatever. And then it would get its power from the solar panel. That's incredible. Something to consider. You want a boat just to call it pocket change. Then you'll never get it. Unless you hit the lottery. Or get super lucky. I've been thinking about playing the lottery. Well, I'm not thinking about it super hard or anything, but it's thought about it here and there. It's a cool little game. You hate boats. Why do you hate boats? What happened in your childhood for you to hate boats? I know, I understand like the benefits of the ASR. It's just more so like how it would actually work that I was thinking about. Oh, you get seasick? Oh, bless your heart, man. All this sickness, travel sick, seasick, is cute. Couple waves, bit of floating up and down, and your stomach's like, nope, absolutely not. We are not doing this. I love it. You know, I'm not gonna mock it because I used to mock people with hay fever and say they get bullied by flowers, and then I started suffering from hay fever. So I'm just gonna shut my mouth. No facelifts for the ones from 2014, 2018. This was an F45 sides. Wait, are we talking your 2 series? It has not received a facelift. Okay, let me type in 2025, for example. Oh snap! They have. But I haven't seen these on the road at all. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. They kept it sleek. They put a big grill on it, but it's a big car, so it completely fits. I like it. I genuinely like it. It's a very nice car. Nice screen in the interior. What I'm looking at is 35k. I don't know what options and specs it has and what they offer. It honestly looks very nice. Now let me see the now let me look at take a look at the 2022 one. Wait, did the 2022 one have a big grill as well? Oh, bro, I've been sleeping. I've been sleeping on these, man. Oh, the 2022 one doesn't look too different from the 2025 one. This is electric though. It's a 225e. Ah. All of them are nice. I had no idea. I had no idea. I thought because you don't see them anymore here, man. They used to be around a lot, and then I just stopped seeing them altogether. Don't know how it is in the UK, but in here you have to pay some extra fixed bill to the power company for having for generating electricity. You have to pay. But your generation electricity, you have to keep paying the fixed bills for having a connection to the mains. Okay, so you pay for what you're using, and then you pay because you're using it, basically. Ah, Dan, it's not worth it, bro. Parking costs, fuel costs. Forget the money for the actual jet itself. Forget that. Parking costs, fuel costs, pilot costs. Long. Actually long. You don't want a PJ, mate. Trust me. Long. Just the fixed bills. Right, but the fixed bill... You're saying bills like there's multiple fixed bills to pay the fixed price for maintenance and power installed. Hold on, before I even call this dumb, let me check that there's nothing like that I pay. No, brother, I pay electricity, then I have my amount, gas, and then I have my amount, and that's it. There's no nonsense fixed bills. There's tax that's added onto it. Okay, hold on a second. When they break it down, okay, there's a standing charge. And now I don't know what the standing charge is. That could be similar to what you're saying. But you don't really see it until you see the breakdown. Okay. Hidden away. Starting to see a bit more traffic now. I have noticed. But that's it. There's only the only other charge is the standard charge. That's it. And I don't know exactly. I don't know the like where that comes from. So it's not reading the terms and conditions. You know, let me ask. Oh no, I was gonna say let me ask ChatGPT. Let me just ask Google. Excuse me. A standing charge is a fixed. This is the AI overview, so take it with a grain of salt. A standing charge is a fixed daily fee on your energy bill, gas and electricity, that you pay regardless of usage, which is similar to what you said. Excuse me. Covering the supplier's costs for maintaining the network, meter readings, and government schemes similar to phone line rental, and it's applied even if you use zero energy. Okay. Okay. So for my on my bill, which I assume is some sort of standard, that standard charge is 28p a day. So is that somewhat similar to what it is in Spain? I do have to pay for water, Dan. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm paying double. I've been paying double for the last year, and it hasn't been cheap. The standing charge, Dan, sounds pretty spot on to what ASR's saying. Like, it gets it's paid even if I use zero electricity and zero water. Sorry, zero electricity and zero gas. It depends on how much power you have available. Right, interesting. There's not really any specifics to that here that I can see on the bill. Maybe if I do some research, then there could be something similar that pops up. My numbers is fully gone now, by the way. Certain place of the building isn't used, that prices increase daily. You know a guy. You might have to put me on, mate. Snow's gone now. We're descending. Been descending for a minute. Lovely sunset though, still. Lovely. It's not even a sunset, it's just like it's just like a low winter sun. Beautiful, like the colors in the horizon are actually beautiful. Shout out to every mod author that's brought this together. Wins Larson for his weather mod, Jetwash for his graphics mod. Trick is to use the lowest power one because you pay less standing charge when you exceed the power tricks. Wait, how do you? I was gonna say how do you choose, but then yeah, you mentioned the plan. We don't really like we don't have plans like that. Like we pay for we pay what we pay. The only thing that will change the price, I believe, would be who your provider is. That's the only thing that would determine how much you pay, but all in all, the unit cost will change quarterly. That makes sense. That makes sense. Easy way to get profit. Could have a different max power plan also. Very good cost plan. That's very interesting that you guys can choose there. We just get what we get. Like whatever powers comes to the house is, like, I guess, what we pay for. I would hate to, let's say for example, I couldn't afford like a max power plan, and I could only afford one of the lower ones. I would hate to be like forced to like manage how much power I'm using. Oh look, a bog. There is a toilet in the game after all. Here is cheaper after 7 p.m. Oh, that sounds fairly familiar. That sounds fairly familiar. I don't know the exact specifics of it, and I don't even like. That's something I haven't heard about since. Ooh. Oh man, this sounds really young. But surely that would be something that still happens. Or was it like an? Did I hear it in like an advertisement? I think it may depend on the provider whether the energy is cheaper after 7. Some birds flying up above. A very rare sight in TSW. Birds flying. I remember during TSW 4. I'm pretty sure it was a mod. There was a mod that... No, was it a mod or was it... I believe it was on the Rösig Nord route where like there were like leaves falling. I don't remember whether that was like a default thing. I think it was. You'd have leaves just falling off the trees and it was so nice. Very, very nice. At some point, I need to find the time to put some effort into getting VR to be a great experience again. I had just cracked it and then I got super annoyed by the game and then stopped playing it. After fumbling with it for the best part of, well, many months. The night lighting on here is gorgeous as well. That was courtesy of Jet Wash. The reflections are gorgeous in the cabs. especially the 87. No, both the 87 and the 86. Does feel very weird and a bit eerie going over all of these ramps and no alerts. Might go for a coffee. Do feel like I need some energy. Be nice to have a time of arrival. I know it's not like a passenger service, but because even in reality, things are still expected to arrive by a certain time. I find driving on main lines very similar to long haul flights. Not so much obviously when you've got a very manual train, but I mean, like even with this one for example, it's not obviously cruise control or anything of the sort. It's all manual, but there hasn't been too much involvement. Accelerate a little bit here and there, brake a little bit here and there. Not much in the way of traffic. It's alright, bud. How long is a full the full run with the stopper? Hello, monkey. How you doing, mate? Always lurking, eh? Good to see you. Yeah, it literally is. I'm so like, I'm so kicked back and just like relaxed. And I am having to be a touch more alert, not having AWS, and even with that, I'm still very much just chilling and just chilling, just enjoying the scenery, just very relaxed. It's nice. It's actually nice. Especially, I guess, coming from the stoppers with the pacer runs in Cardiff, and then before that, driving in Germany, which I guess is self-explanatory. Initially, also for my for the schedule this week, I was going to do 2 Request the Route streams. But then I thought didn't know if it was gonna get repetitive. I feel like having 1 a week is like cute. Yes, you know, it's the right amount of nice. And then Friday, yeah, so with that in mind, I still felt like having... Basically, I was stuck between either having 2 Request the Route streams or 3 or 4 journey mode streams. But I didn't want to overdo it on them, so then I changed Fridays to like just taking a look at modded timetables. And I think I like it that way. So there's journey modes. I'm also bearing in mind I'm not streaming tomorrow, which in the afternoon. No. What am I doing tomorrow? Am I streaming TSW tomorrow? Or is it straight to ATS? I think it's straight to ATS tomorrow. So that kind of helps that there's one less TSW stream. But I think I like having it one day this and one day that, one day this, one day that. So then there's journey mode, then Request the Route, then journey mode, then modded timetables, then journey mode. So it all gets a bit broken and a bit less repetitive. But if you guys do want to see like 2 Request the Route streams weekly, then let me know and see what we can work with. Scenario is 95 minutes. Wow. I wrote it 3 hours from mine to code for the reason mine's a code blends. And there's no way you can there's no merge available. Let's trains revolt. I mean, there's still gonna be at least 5 streams a week, or basically if I'm streaming, the possibility of it being a train stream is very high. Like realistically, Tuesday's stream should be a train sim stream, but I'm doing it so much during the week that I think it's okay. There's no merge, fair enough. I guess it would be nice even without an official merge. If someone could make scenarios line up in routes that could merge, I think that would be a decent middle ground. This is so nice, man. Yo, I'm about to start streaming in 4K on YouTube, man. You need to see it how I'm seeing it. It's beautiful. I mean, it would be completely valid, monkey. It would be completely valid. You know, if you come here for trains and then there's less trains, or God forbid, no trains. Absolutely revolt. Riot. Cancel me if you must. I found a Facebook page just about making suits. Like costumes or like smart suits? What suits are we talking here? Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that because I've got no clue what that is. Okay, so smart suits. I didn't know you were a suit guy. I know you were a swords and Air Max guy and forklift guy. And U-log guy, I guess, too. I'll add that one to the list. You do like suits? There you go. You learn something new every day. Hopefully I'll remember that one for the next stream. Then I'll know how to greet you. Approaching these spare bits of rail in the middle of the track. In the 2-foot. Bugged me out for about 10 seconds because it looked like it was something. How can I? It looked 3D, like something standing up. It's a nice little bridge. Nice little canal. I'd like to hear some ducks. I'd like to see some ducks. Houseboat. Oh, this is really nice. Nicely done. You're just too far. I mean, I'm sure they make them in all shapes and sizes, right? So, no excuse for being without a suit. Talking about a bowl of cereal. This is what I'm talking about. I'm missing my raisins, but that's okay. No, discipline yourself because that's actually like a good way to. That's actually a good form of discipline. I actually genuinely think that's a great idea. Present to you bowl of cereal. It's huge, as it should be, as it absolutely should be. How cold it is, oh, I can't talk today. With how cold it is, it will also test my sensitivity on my tooth and see whether the guy's done truly a solid job or not. Cornflakes, yes. I usually have it with a bit of sugar and some raisins sprinkled on top. Makes for a great and very enjoyable, delicious experience. I've only ever been on two different cereals like properly. Cocoa Pops, absolutely legendary, and cornflakes. Rice Krispies for a short stint while I was in secondary school, I think. I've dabbled here, dabbled there. Warm milk. I've never been a warm milk cereal guy. It's the thought of it, the idea of it has always turned me off massively. I can't get behind it, I'm afraid. No, no. I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name. But I know what you're talking about. But no, I've never had them. I always wanted to try them. I guess those might have been cool with warm milk. Yeah, I can see that being a thing. But like cornflakes or Cocoa Pops, I guess low key, I kind of maybe see Cocoa Pops, but it just never would have been something that I did myself. This has been a great round, man. Really enjoyable. Shout out to Just Strange, honestly. Because there are a ton of other DLCs that this equivalent would have just been a very boring experience. Ooh, Honey Cheerios. Honey Cheerios are good. I actually did go through a very small phase with Honey Cheerios and regular Cheerios, but the Honey Cheerios stint was a lot shorter. But great fun. Great fun. It was always weird because I don't know. I just never thought about consuming honey with cereal, right? Because the honey taste was actually quite decent. And it was always a bit odd for that, but it didn't really put me off. I still quite enjoyed them. Then there were those chocolate nuggets, like chocolate balls. Short stint with them as well. They were pretty decent. My earliest memory is Alpen before I developed my nut allergy. That was my favourite one. And I think that's what set off the whole like raisins thing. Like I need raisins in my cereal. I'm out at the moment, out of them, but usually it would be a must. What's the footprint? I was wondering why it was a different colour to the rest of it. Navigation voice, please don't. Does anyone here use Waze with the voice on? The only thing it would really help me with was speed cameras. Other than that, it's just a bunch of yak. Right, gonna go off camera while I start munching away. But I'm definitely here. What a great run, honestly. And we did it a touch quicker. I don't know why the silver medal should be platinum. Did it a touch quicker. Great stop. I guess, I mean, there were a few moments where we sped for some seconds. Perhaps that was what the silver medal was for. But all in all, what an opener, man. Great route. Oh, great run. Great run in a great route. Next, I believe, is the 30-something minute run. 35, was it? Ooh. I'm thinking that what was the first DLC for TSW6? Because I'm now wondering. TSW withdrawal is insane. TSW withdrawal symptoms. TSW withdrawal stages. Huh? Makes sense anyway. I'm thinking, are the DLCs just the core routes that release with TSW6? You know what? I genuinely forgot about this. Okay, so it's a Santa Fe one, although that was kind of trash. Oh no, we have had DLCs released. Okay, so yeah. Okay, Birmingham to Crew. Ah, that's not fun. Oh, that's not my search history, Monkey. That's literally just like things that people have searched that now come up when you type in TSW. I do worry for the do worry for the player base. If you guys want to talk, I'm here, man. You can if you want to quit TSW, you can do it. I promise you. Right. So Santa Fe. That one was interesting. I believe that was on Cajon Pass. Did I do? No. Okay. Wow. That's gonna be fun. You know what? Some US freight. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Although, I mean, the DLC left a lot to be desired, in all honesty. I'm here for driving some US freight, man. Let's get cracking. Hello, ASR. I was just trying to figure out what DLC came before the current one that I'm playing through. Also, my camera is off because I'm eating. Hello, Michael. Nice stream. Thank you very much, my man. And I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'd like to play together with you. If you don't mind, add me up on Discord. And how would that work, mate? How would we play TSW together? No, 47 ASR. 47s. Marker lights on. Desk lights switch on. View on. Forward. So does AWS only work on one side then? What's up with that? Yeah, nuclear for now, and then afterwards, Santa Fe. I mean, yeah. Excuse me, I almost choked. The DLC, oh my god, the DLC itself wasn't great, but the runs are literally just gonna be Cajon Pass runs. So it's ultimately just gonna be Cajon Pass gameplay. Well, I don't know if we are going to finish nuclear today. Because I've just noticed the time. We've got room for this one. And then we'll see how much more we can fit in. I believe the other ones that are left are all 5 minutes. I just don't remember how many of them there were. But I need to like hard finish in 40 minutes. It is a long Santa Fe one, yes. I didn't do any of it. The nuclear run came out so quickly after the Santa Fe pack. Didn't have any time. What happens in 40 minutes? Stream needs to end. I think a 3-hour stream is just right. It's a subjective matter. but I think it's just right. It's literally all I can fit in anyway. It's literally all I can do. I do the morning school run. I've just got enough time to come back, have breakfast, spend some time with the wife. If I start streaming again, and then after the stream ends, I leave immediately again to go and do the school run again. And then I come back home, get to rest for about half an hour or so, and then I'm streaming again. That's very. I mean, if you want to roleplay that scenario, you're more than welcome to. Dropping the kids off in the bill and picking them up from school, to and from school. What makes it sound so professional? That's just the way we refer to it here. Some may debate it's the professional discipline. Bro said a West London thing. There's no school runs in South, is it? So how do things work down there? Kids got to start learning from an early age. So I what? They start driving themselves to school and that. I respect that, man. Hello, Nilvinus, mate. How you doing? Good to see ya. Train driver is driving the train. Don't worry. Just invisible. No, Bill, don't kill me, man. I'm gonna make you proud, bro. You wait and see. As the next load has come through. I should start a mukbang channel. Bro, Cavalcade is the car on GTA 5. That's a very complicated name for Cadillac Escalade. You're accusing Novanus of blackface, and now you're calling me the Black Rock. What's going on, ASR? No, you called me the Black Rock. When you saying last week though that there was something similar in Spain? So are you upset that they've copied your racist tradition? I should. I should, innit? I should really, but I think it would be great for it to be, for the topic to be like a Christmas. Yeah, for the topic to be a Christmas tradition. The damage has been done. The damage from us finding out about it, it's been done already. So we've, you know, it's sort of, it's too late. It's too late to ban the word. It's too late to spread the knowledge, to prevent the knowledge spreading, I should say. In short, like, we cooked already. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to put back in the freezer what we've just cooked. I'm happy to unban it, ASR. I just need to remember to do so. I've accepted the term a while ago. I mean, I literally bought the DLC legit on Christmas. Not on Christmas, like the week leading up to Christmas. When I could have literally just asked for a code. But no, I bought it to show my solidarity that I stand with Holiday Express. No, Bill, I couldn't. They didn't have a link for it. The links were dead. And I needed it in time for my stream, for my request a route stream. What's the best Russian website, ASR? It was, bro. I checked it. If they've come back now, then cool, innit? But at the time, they were there was two. They were both dead. All of that for one DLC, bro. I'm alright, man. Alright, we're back. Just got my coffees to go. Coffees? Just coffee. One. I'm trying to kill myself out here. Is that for the DLC by itself, Nabil? I didn't consider you can select. Well, now I know, innit? Who mentioned piracy? ASR. taste of coffee, it puts the image on my head of a cigar. Thank you for your concern, AFR. Simon. Good afternoon, my guy. How you doing? That's good to hear, my man. I'm good, thank you. Hope you had a great weekend. We are here coming to the close of the nuclear DLC journey mode. Got a few more runs to do, but they're all 5 minutes long. We did a beautiful run to start off with. It was a lengthy one, almost 2 hours long. Christmas Day run. So some snow once we get near the peak. Beautiful, beautiful sunset the entire way through. Yeah, probably genuinely one of the like best looking runs I've ever done in the game. Today's update was very disappointing. In terms of the route specifically, and what it actually needs, and the fact that the update really should have been wider. Should have been a wider game update, otherwise known as core. Well, they said before the Christmas break that they had an update ready that they could have released, but intentionally held it back, so that if it brought on any issues, which it will, being a TSW update, they're not going to be stuck with no one to fix the game, basically. So you would think then that the first update after the Christmas break would be the core update. Oh, did they specifically say the improvements were for Frankenbahn? In that case, I eat my hat. We hope that we can deliver big with this update. I wonder where those hopes came from. Unless we're going to update the route with the correct liveries, the correct destination boards, which exist in the game already, so you don't have to create them from scratch. Don't have to do that work. That's really hard. They exist already. Unless you're gonna frost the glass cover above Stuttgart Station, as it was frosted in reality. I'm sorry, but the update was not big. A bunch of everything they listed, I never experienced. An invisible wall somewhere, some trees that didn't spawn. Who cares? Okay, they fixed the white. Well, they claimed that the wiper issue is fixed. That was quite a minor one, although should have been fixed in like a day one patch, to be honest. But it's like a hot fix. So delivering big, I kind of worry if that's the understanding of delivering big. Then I'm concerned. Quite concerned. That's annoyed me sometimes, ASR, that you can't turn it off. They haven't fixed the wrong cab car appearing in the UI. Wow. And that was something they acknowledged before release. Before the DLC released. Hit. Let that marinate. Before that DLC released, they acknowledged that issue. Now it's been, what, month and a half? And you've got this update, this big update. Well, that you're calling big anyway. No one else is calling it big. And it hasn't fixed that seemingly minor issue. Seemingly easy to fix. It's not a big issue, Dan. Well, if you don't know about it, it will confuse you and it will throw you off, and it has done that to people, many people. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big issue. The big issue, however, within that is that it hasn't been fixed. And I can't imagine it being difficult to fix. Simon, that's been mentioned on the forums many times. I don't know whether it's come up in a Q&A, whether it was mentioned on a roadmap stream of some sort, but I know it's come up a bunch of times on the Discord, also on the forums, and it could not have been missed. So whether it's been acknowledged properly or not, I don't know, but I would put money on it having been seen. Right, I'll do this 15-minute one, and then I'll leave this for tomorrow. I think we all have those stories, Dan. They need to stop throwing around big words. Well, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it. So I'm not going to say it. It's not even is it that bad. It's something that I've mentioned before, but it coupled with what you said, yeah, it would be bad. It wouldn't be hard to work it out. Things that always appear in that I've said appear in every single article. The wiper, the wiper issue was when you on one end of the logo, when you turned on the left wiper, it would clean the right window. When you turned on the right side wiper, it would clean the left window. Stupid thing, but should have been fixed like that. 2 kilobyte update on the day. What are you possibly gonna break? What are you possibly gonna be QA checking and all that nonsense for something as minor as that? A roaster aggregates are 70% off on PS, worth it. So I own it. I actually bought it, Simon. I never used it though, mate. I think if you want some freshness for a rosa, go for it. Although, in all honesty, I don't believe. Like, I think it's a. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's a thing where the aggregates has its own timetable. And then let's say you buy the other one. I forgot the name of it, but the Christmas winter one. That also then has its own timetable. So probably worth keeping that in mind as well. If that sort of thing annoys you. No, Dan, I was basically saying the wiper issue is so minor, they could have released that in the form of a hotfix that would have taken that would have been a couple kilobytes big. Like it didn't need to wait until it was released with more. Don't quote me on that, Simon. But I'm going to have a look at it after this run. I'm pretty certain they all have their own timetables. I will double check for you in 15 minutes when this is over. But I know from having... So I've owned those DLCs for many, many years. Every time the route has come up in a requester route, I'll do the regular timetable and I'll never see the aggregate stuff, be it the liveries, the loads, or the Christmas stuff. So I'm pretty certain that it is all separate, but I'll triple check for you. I mean, Simon, you think it's a no-brainer, mate? You think I still haven't heard a good enough excuse on anywhere where we have a separate timetable for why we have a separate timetable. I've heard reasons, I've heard excuses, never one that's good enough for me. Like, that's literally the whole kind of shtick with TSW. You get more and more content that adds on to gameplay you already have, whether that be in the form of layers. It should also be in the form of adding to your timetable. An unknown EMU. So what are you part of the dev team, ASR? Please don't ever mention that name here again. It sounds so strange, bro. It sounds so... Just say it in English, or whatever it translates to in English. I don't like that word. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Simon, man, I don't know if you've seen my my video on Skyhook and their cargo line packs, but they've, as it stands, they've long surpassed their peak. Long surpassed their peak. The ridiculousness we've seen with regards to that over the last couple of releases. Again, I haven't been convinced that it's been necessary. I don't care what spat this studio has of that studio, or it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You've got what, 3 or 4 timetables for this route? For what? For what? It's just dumb. It's just dumb, man. Oh, and bro, give me another word for it, man. Yeah, Vodge 2. Yeah, Vodge 2. I prefer Vodge 2. I don't like it at all. In the video, I was talking about Skyhook Games, Nabil. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Cargo Line Pack series comes from them, so technically, yeah. No, but it has a meaning though, isn't it, Novinus? It means, what does it mean? Like, ASR said it last week. It means something. No, nuclear is its own timetable. Military is its own timetable. Why? Why? They don't even have like their own, like say like nuclear and military combined. Like they've made a separate one for the military. Okay, why not add the nuclear stuff onto that? You know. So now when you drive the route, you can only see either nuclear or military or regular containers. It's just so silly, man. So silly. Nabil, I cover it in the video. I don't know if I even mentioned the silly timetable thing in the video, you know. I was more speaking about just the quality of the DLCs themselves. Now just imagine I'm running West Coast, I'm running this route, and I'm seeing the containers that came with the route originally, and then sometimes I see I see a military formation, and then very rarely I see a nuclear formation. How bloody cool would that be, man? How cool would that be? All in one. And then West Coast Mainline South, I either see the long intermodals, or nuclear, or military, but I can't get all of them to show up together. It's just, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. Because I guarantee, if a modder now wants to create a modded timetable, they'll be able to put all of them in. I guarantee it. It's been done. Somewhere in the 80s, Monkey. I don't remember exactly. I think there was there's been some artistic license, so with the stock that is included with it originally, there's a few that you wouldn't see together at exactly the same time. They were a few years apart. So I believe there's a range of 2 or 3 years, technically, that this route is set in. More and more people, Simon, are sort of awakening because they didn't know that was how it worked. And so especially for the nuclear one, the nuclear military conversations on the forums, I remember, were full of people just saying, basically just moaning, you know, rightfully so, just moaning about the whole ridiculous situation. Especially as there were rumors that were made officially, I believe, that Just Trains wouldn't allow Skyhook to, it was that Just Trains wouldn't allow Skyhook to add their DLC to the core timetable. I don't believe a reason was given. And as a consumer, I don't really care what the reason is. Not only are they better for that, but they're also, in their own right, Simon, better than what we've seen afterwards. Now, don't get me wrong. The military DLC, especially, I was very impressed by, in terms of the detail of the wagons. I was so impressed. And I was constantly mentioning, like, just my awe at how good they were. But when you look at the aggregates, for example, where you could, just a detail, for example, of where you had like the little porter cabin that you could end and start your runs at, and then even the porter cabin itself was actually fairly detailed. It actually gave you almost some sort of borderline career kind of vibe or a storyline kind of vibe. Like you're actually going somewhere to end or start your journeys. Look at this BS. And so that just added so much to the experience. And like DTG were doing that themselves. If you think back to Sandpatch, a lot of runs on Sandpatch would require you to go to either like a pickup truck that was parked nearby or like a building to end the journey. You wouldn't go inside, but it was a lot better than a lot of the kind of rubbish we see now, where it's just super low effort and almost it's just being done for the sake of saying, yeah, we've done that. And yet so much detail will actually be put in various areas of the DLC, such as like the depth of detail on the wagons and all. And have a look at this as well. If I just replay this real quickly, this was something that is not utilized at all. Now, could this feature not have could there not have been at least one scenario or run where you go around and you check that your train is secured? Because if you go here to the locks, to the padlock, you can check it. Very minor thing. Very minor thing. But hey, that's gameplay potential. That's game. Where's the creativity to the simple creativity to just say, oh, check that the locks are secured before you start your run. Literally just that. You go and check the locks, you fulfill the instruction, and then you go and drive the train, and then it can just say destination at so and so time. That's it. That's all you got to do. And I feel like somebody there had maybe the idea of doing that, and it just didn't go anywhere. A little bit of detail. It's cool. You can check the lock. It's literally nothing. All that's coded is for a sound file to play, and the thing to change, the words to change to say locked. That's it. But do something with that, man. Like, do something with that rather than literally A to B, A to B, A to B. Drive. You load in, drive here. You load in, drive there. The rail, the BR Class 20 that came with the nuclear DLC is a mess. It's a mess. We saw it on stream last week. It's a mess. I don't know what's happening at Skyhook, man. I don't know whether they're just making their lawnmower simulator their priority. I don't know whether somebody has left the team now that was sort of, making sure all things were in order. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happened to Skyhook, but they have fallen off, in my honest opinion. Notice that you only derail on JT routes. I do know. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's been what, 3 times now? 3 times within the past week and a half or 2 weeks. Bit ridiculous, isn't it? Right, let's see who we can raid. Anyone got anyone that they want to raid? That they want to show some support to? Right, let me actually make sure that whoever we raid doesn't have a followers only chat. Okay, I see one person with a face cam. Come on, don't ruin it. Oh my god, his hair is... Oh my god. Oh, you guys are gonna like this. His hair is insane. And he's smoky. He's just like a rad dude. Okay, and he hasn't got a followers only chat. Right. What a very interesting guy. It's just interesting. You'll see what I mean. Very interesting guy. Interesting name, everything. Let's give him a raid, man. What a cool fella. Right, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. It's been a pleasure streaming to you all and spending time with you and conversing. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day until we meet again later today with some American Truck Sim open convo. You're all invited. And if I don't see you guys then hopefully tomorrow. And until next time, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe. Health is wealth. Until next time.
Peace out.